Hello and welcome to Mystic Moonstone's weekly angel card reading. The duration of this reading is the 27th of January through to the 2nd of February. Woohoo! This year's really flying. Okay, let's have a look and see what the cards have in store for us. Being very unprofessional, I've got a nice mug of tea here that smells very lovingly for some reason. Don't know what he's after. He's made me. So it's there. So if you see me slurping, I've got a bit of a cough today, so it'll help. Okay, let's have a look. The first card we have is completion. Now, you know, anybody who's seen my videos will know that I actually really like this card. It might be an Archangel Azrael, who is the angel of endings, but the completion card is about actually completing something, actually getting to the end of a process. It's actually quite positive, and there's a lovely star on there. You know, not all completions make you feel really happy, but they make you feel like you've got somewhere, like you're not just standing still. So it may be that this is you're coming to the end of a situation. It may be that you've completed something, but it's about reaching somewhere. It's about reaching that notch, you know, getting that information that helps you to be able to complete it. You may be at the beginning of the process, you may be in the middle of that process, or you may be at the end. But just watch out for where this comes in. And know that when Archangel Azrael comes in, he often comes in as a counsellor. So he will give you the counsel that's needed and will sort of just kind of give you a gentle nudge in the direction that you need to go to make sure that this completion actually happens. Okay. Softly, softly, the tender touch. So we was talking about completion, wasn't we? We was talking about just taking things to that end process. Now what this card going along with this is saying is, don't rush it. Let it kind of unfold, let it go quite natural, okay? But know that you are on that end journey. You know, oh, it sounds awful. I don't mean. I mean, in this process, wherever you are in this process, you know, the end is in sight, the completion is in sight. You know, whether that's trying to sell a house, whether that's trying to find the right job, whether you're on some kind of health kick, if it may be to do with friendships, you know, it's that completion. It's reaching that point where you feel you have reached the point that you were heading towards in the beginning. Okay, let's have a look. Midweek. Oh, she does this every time I start filming, doesn't she? Such a diva. Okay, we have Archangel Michael coming in midweek, and that's a protection card. So don't be afraid to step outside your comfort zone. Don't be afraid to step that little bit further, because you have that protection coming in. Okay, when Archangel Michael comes in, he often helps us to cut ties with what's no longer serving a purpose, which kind of links in with the completion card and the angel of endings and everything. But he also helps us to see that we're not alone. We're all connected to the universe, to something much bigger than ourselves. And, you know, and quite often that protection will come in. You may find yourself in a situation where people step in and help you. You know, they may be people you know, they may be strangers. You know, but you find the help you need will come in, and it will be your angels directing it in. Listening for the truth. Okay, so some of that information, some of that knowledge that you're going to need to take forward with you this week may be, you know, I'm always talking about overheard snatches of conversation. It makes me sound like a complete eavesdropper, doesn't it? But the thing is, quite often the angels will kind of direct us to what we need to listen to. And it may be that, I don't know, you're on public transport and there's all these other conversations going on, but suddenly something catches your ear and you start listening and you think that resonates, you know. I don't know if you've ever had that happen to you. It's happened to me many, many times, and I've realised over the years that that is quite, it's quite a strong sort of sign that they bring in, you know, because there's all this hub of all this other conversation, but suddenly your whole focus is going on this one conversation, and there may be just a few words that are spoken that you actually understand, but they really resonate and they mean something and they inspire inside. Okay, let's have a look. So listen for that truth. Also, if you're in a situation where you are in that completion zone, like we're talking about, you know, the end game is in sight. Listen to what other people are saying around you, you know, especially if this is connected to your career, to a relationship. You know, sometimes we hear, but We don't hear. It's like we hear the words coming from others, but we don't listen, we don't filter them, we don't understand them. And, you know, sometimes that's because we're in denial, sometimes it's because we just don't want to listen. So just try and take that time to do that listening. We have divine love and Archangel Chamuel at the end. Love that card. Okay. And divine love can be a soulmate connection. Archangel Chamuel helps us with our soulmates. Or it can be learning to love yourself. And, you know, that divine love, knowing your worth and knowing where you're at. Let's have a look. Every journey starts with a single step. Now, isn't that interesting? Because I was talking about journeys where I made it sound like we was all going to cast off our mortal coils. And that was not what I meant. But I was talking about a journey through life, a journey through this situation, and then without scripting my cards, I come to the end, and here we have a card that's all about journeys. And what that is saying is that you have to find the courage in you to take that step. You have to know that you won't reach your destination without first taking that step. Now, that may be you want to change your job, so you need to take on more qualifications, you maybe need to attend courses, maybe you need to network. None of that is going to happen if you just sit there and say, I'm going to manifest this, I'm going to use my cognitive behaviours training and I'm going to manifest this into my life. That's wonderful, because that's telling the universe what you want. It's putting it out there, and the universe will then put signposts. But you have to take the steps to follow those signposts. You have to pick up that phone. You have to send that message. You have to send that text. You have to go to that meeting. You know, you have to attend that forum. It has to be something that you do. Okay? As much as I love manifesting, you have to realise that it has to go with an action as well. It's the same for me. I talk about holistic medicines. You know, I really believe in holistic therapies. But I think they also have to, it's like they go hand in glove with some of the conventional medicines as well, and that's when you get the most benefits. And it's the same as manifesting. Yes, it's great to manifest, but be prepared to take action as well. And like that card is saying, it's take that first step. You know, the same with relationships. If you want that soulmate connection, yes, you have to take the steps, whether it's joining up on a dating site, because for many of us, you know, there's just not the opportunity to meet someone in our day-to-day life. We have to do that. It's no longer the stigma it used to be. If it's going to that party, if it's joining a new group, okay, you have to take that step. So every journey in life begins with a single step, every single one. Okay, at some point, everything you've done, whether you've done it on purpose or accidentally, you've taken that step. And that's the way to look at it, and that's what these cards are saying. Okay, do a quick recap. We have the completion card, so something's coming to an end. We're drawing something to that stage where we want to complete one chapter, we want to start another chapter, or we're kind of putting in our mind exactly where we want this chapter to be. What the completion will be. We may have a completion date, so we may be doing a time frame, and we're just seeing it, we're visualising it, we know it's there. Or for some of you, it may be the completion will actually happen this week. You'll get that notification. You'll know that you've achieved something. You'll know that it's here. Okay, so it doesn't matter where you are in the process, whether it's beginning, middle or end, there is completion coming in. Archangel Azrael will be around you and will counsel you. Okay, but softly, softly, the tender touch. Don't try and force anything. You know, just take it one gentle step at a time. Like I said, we're going to that single step. We keep going around, and it's all about steps this week. Then we go to Archangel Michael, which again, I suppose you could say is about steps, because when we talk about Archangel Michael, we talk about him helping us, letting us know we're protected, so we take that step out of our comfort zone. We step outside the box. Okay. The influence card with it is listening for the truth. The truth may be spoken, it may be in signs, but you have to be willing to listen to it. If you're not willing to listen, then you're not going to hear. That simple. Okay, Archangel Samuel, the end of the week. This could be a soulmate connection coming in. It can feel, maybe you're feeling more connected with your soulmate. Or it could be learning to love yourself. Divine love, knowing your worth and bringing that in. You are being a madam. Then we go to the last card, which is every journey starts with a single step. Okay, so that's about knowing that you have to take that step to whatever it is you want to achieve. That step has to be taken by you, and that's something you have to start thinking about next weekend. So watch where everything else comes in, do the listening, do the acknowledging, be ready to take the action. Manifestation, then action. Okay, and that is the way they always need to go. Okay, so manifest what you want, think about it, visualize it, live it in your head, put it out there to the universe. Then when the universe sends you the map, then you have to be prepared to take the step to follow it. Okay, I think I've got to the end of that. I'm going to take a slurp of this. Very unprofessional, I know, but my throat was really dry. Thank you everyone for supporting us. I will be announcing a top fan. I'll put it up on page. I'm still catching up with the readings I've done. I think I'm halfway through them. The top fans, we had quite a few last week. I hope you're all enjoying your readings, those who received them. I will be announcing, and by next week I'm hoping to be in the stage where I can just announce it and do a draw on the video. Okay, but I'm still kind of catching up, and I don't want them to pile up too much, so I think I've got about another 3 to do. And then I will announce the top fan for last week. Okay. Oh dear. Well, love to you all. Thank you for continuing to support me. It's lovely to work with you all. Looking forward to starting a new month. Let's hope this year just doesn't rush so fast. Okay, we want to be able to enjoy it. Love to you all. Bye.